NASCAR Heat 4. We are ready for more obvious NASCAR Heat 4 action here tonight. One in the Xfinity Series, we qualified 17th. We will start 16th as we have a driver going to the rear of the field. Greg Goulding surprisingly got the pole award in this one. And Christopher Bell will start at the rear of the field, as well as Josh Bilicki, but he was already going to be one of the back marker cars anyway in this race. That adds further to the point. Here we go, as we are going to get set, drop the green flag. Green flag now in the air at Kentucky Speedway. 300 miles, 200 laps here in the NASCAR Xfinity Series as the regular season moves. Andy's right now entering this race, so we'll see how this will go. Whoa, really loose off the turn 2 randomly. Had to get out of the gas. Pretty weird for us not even being up to speed yet for something like that to happen. Huge run now through 3 and 4, right up the middle, 3 wide. It's going to get very tight here into Brandon Brown. There's some slight contact being made. Everybody's going to drive out of it. Look at this battle here just in front of us, 3 wide. Look at the pole sitter, Greg Goulding, quickly fading. He's already outside the top 10. And down to the inside as we take it 3 wide into the flatter turn 3. On the brakes at top. Whoa, almost into the side of Haley. Thought I had him clear. I guess not. Now we have him clear here in turns 1 and 2. Closed the gap pretty tremendously there on Justin Allgaier. Getting right to his back bumper and now right underneath him. Firing him off the racetrack there, really sending it hard into turn 1. Justin Haley got around him on the outside as well. Oh wow, John Hunter Nemechek goes way up the racetrack in turns 3 and 4 as he gets very tight now. We pull alongside of him. Actually beat him to the line. Not quite sure why he went to the top side of the racetrack. It'll help me out though. So we're up to 7th. Tyler Reddick had a little bit of a tough break the last couple races, had very good chances to win them both. As of right now, he is currently leading at Kentucky. Trying to get this race won. Kentucky Speedway is the first racetrack outside of Michigan International Speedway on the Cup circuit that I went to. And I had been going to Michigan for a couple of years before that because it's my local Cup Series racetrack. Went down to Kentucky, had a blast experiencing a new track, even though Kentucky, as far as races considered, with it being a mile and a half, it was just different for me, and I liked it in that fashion despite the fact that the race, I mean, it's always a good race when you catch it live. I don't really find it boring at all when you go to a live race. Even though there were only 2 cautions and Truex pretty much dominated, I mean, it was still a fun time. And started my travels up. Looking to expand on that next year. So really pulling away from Ross Chastain, who is currently in 8th. And I imagine Christopher Bell is going to get up into the top 10 here eventually. After starting at the rear of the field. Michael Annett is taking the lead away from Tyler Reddick here a few laps ago now, as Reddick's actually just battling, trying to hold on to 4th right now. fastest lap ever here in the Xfinity Series at Kentucky. 31.578 that last lap. Now to the inside of Jeffrey Earnhardt. This is for 6th. Tapping the brakes there. And we will easily clear him off of turn 4. You can see this car comes to life pretty quickly for the most part. Briscoe holding the bottom. He's trying to make me pass him around the outside. Instead, we're going to move down to the apron through 3 and 4 and be able to hold the line. Actually ran it pretty smooth, but now just trying to gain on Briscoe again. We'll try the outside through 3 and 4. 3 wide now as we try to split Tyler Reddick. As Reddick is caught in the middle as we both split him, and now we're still side by side here. Me and Briscoe in the battle for the points lead in 4th.
Careful, still there.
What a great battle going on. Still side by side through the trial. And finally we clear Briscoe at the start-finish line. Battle for 4th is over. Now we try to catch up to Noah Gregson for 3rd. And now we're right under him.
Still there. Clear high, clear high.
Easily going to clear him. Got a fast race car here today. Michael Annette washes all the way up the hill. A lot of ground being gained through turns 3 and 4 there by Austin Cindric. Now we look to the inside of Cindric. I go all the way down to the apron there through the trial. Gonna clear Cindric in 1 and 2. Now a huge dive bomb move for the lead on Michael Annette through 1 and 2 as well. And we just are able to clear him off of turn 2, and now side by side for 2nd behind me between Cindric and Annette. Into 3 and 4, but gonna have a lead change at the line regardless, and it'll be Cole Custer taking the lead for the first time today on lap 15 here at Kentucky. So laps-wise, this race is twice as long as the Daytona race and 50 laps longer in mileage. This car is definitely going to loosen up the older the tires get throughout the course of this run, but we'll obviously just have to see how everything is going to pan out at some point today. Riding along with the in-car cam for the first time. Christopher Bell has not made his way into the top 5 yet, as well as we got a little loose there on the bottom of the track through 1 and 2. Able to easily hold on to it though. It's had a little bit of a slide. Great job not overcorrecting it. Slow car on the track here through turns 1 and 2. Is he going to get down and off the racetrack? It's Morgan Shepherd. He's on the inside. Will that bring out a yellow? We got around him to put him a lap down there. Everybody still. See if he can get to the access road in turns 3 and 4. I believe he will. And I believe he's going to be able to get onto pit road no problem. So we will remain green on the opening green flag run of the race here.
Still there. All right, you're clear then.
So now we have caught the rest of the lap traffic. We've just put Mike Harmon a lap down through turns 1 and 2. Directly onto Barcella and Austin Hill.
Car on the outside now.
both had pretty good runs at Daytona. Now we got another driver blowing up on the outside of the racetrack now. Not sure who that was exactly, but we'll see if he can get out of the way. But him being on the outside of the racetrack, that might bring out our first caution of the race today. So we have two blown engines and a 2-lap span here early going in this race. Look at this, trying to go right up the middle with the lap traffic. Very tight off of turn 4, but we're going to be able to make it work somehow, some way. So it looks like Morgan Shepherd actually made it back onto the racetrack, at least for right now, but he did lose multiple laps. And we'll see if the same will happen for that next driver that ended up looking like he blew an engine as well. He's been on pit road a lot longer. Might have a little bit more of a problem.
Outside. You got room. You're clear.
Already putting a decent amount of cars a lap down. We have an 8-second lead over second place Michael Annette. He's just passed Austin Cindric last lap through this lap traffic. Only 26 drivers currently on the lead lap, as Joe Jackson is the first driver 1 lap down in the free pass position. And the last driver on the lead lap is just in front of us, at least currently. Can't tell exactly who that is right now. And it's going to be Tommy Joe Martins in the 99 car. Usually get by him down the back stretch. Clear him easily before we get into turns 3 and 4. Pole sitter Greg Golding already all the way back to 25th. He's looking like he was on a very good track and a very good pace here in this race today to easily become the biggest loser of this one. With the best starting spot out of anybody in the field, and he's probably going to have one of the worst finishing positions in this one. And you could just tell from the start after the first 3 laps he's already outside of the top 10. 25 laps down, 175 laps to go, but it was a quick 25 laps as we have not had a caution yet. At Daytona we had 6 cautions. Or sorry, at Daytona we had 4 cautions and we had 6 at Chicagoland. Easily going to get by Jeremy Clemens there. To the outside off of turn 4 here on Kaz Kerala. And we'll easily get by him. So 173 laps to go now as we're on lap 28. Didn't check at the start of the race exactly how long a fuel run is here in the Xfinity Series at Kentucky, but it's easily over 50 laps, and having 4 sets of tires, that would mean that this will likely be a 3 pit stop race to the finish. So unless we get some untimely cautions here in this one, tires should not be a factor. Good enough for me, for my sake, just by racing. It's less strategy I have to deal with. Now only 16 drivers quickly on the lead lap on the opening run. And that is despite the fact that we qualified 17th and started 16th. I wonder how close Christopher Bell might be to going a lap down. Not sure exactly where he's at on the racetrack, but we know he's not in the top 5. Haley goes a lap down. Now Brandon Jones will go a lap down. And Zane Smith. And now Stephen White. Only 12 drivers on the lead lap. Looks like one driver has DNF'd in this one. Luckily, a possible blown engine for Morgan Shepherd all comes from naught as he was able to get back out onto the racetrack. Not sure exactly where on the racetrack he is right now, but we know he's not on pit road. Over an 18-second lead now at Austin Cindric. And only 10 drivers currently on the lead lap. And now we get our first caution of the race here on lap 32. So that timing of the caution here, only the top 10 on the lead lap currently. Justin Allgaier will get the free pass. BJ McLeod, who is about to go a lap down, will walk out. And we are going to pit. So you can go 57 laps on a full tank of fuel here. Again, it takes about 10 laps for a car to kick in on the short run, but after that we're good to go. So here we go, green flag back in the air. We'll see how we restart from the lead. Following the first caution of the race, we got through the shifts pretty well. Easily cleared Cindric going into turn 1. And let's see how we carry everybody else out. It's already a better restart here than what we had on the initial start. Very quickly from 3rd to 2nd. And Cindric's in danger of losing another spot to Tyler Reddick. So we're going to lead the opening lap here off the restart to continue the amount of laps led here. Down to the apron through 3 and 4. Might have dove a little too soon, but Annette trying to go to the top line here to gain some time, and that didn't work as now Tyler Reddick will get to the inside of him. But even down to the apron through 3 and 4, we just ran our fastest lap ever here in the Xfinity Series at Kentucky, 31.520. So maybe the apron is the fastest line around the racetrack if you can hold your line as steady as possible. And now look at this. So we get the left side tires down to the apron again. Christopher Bell is up to 2nd now, his highest running position of the race. So out of nowhere on this short run on the restart, Bell not only was able to get to the top 10 before the first caution in the first 30 laps, despite starting in 37th at the rear of the field, he's quickly up to 2nd and trying to gain on Cole Custer for the race lead. Battling hard with Noah Gregson right now, though. With Gregson currently in second, still no issues so far. Custer has led every lap from the restart. And that clean air just seems to be too much here to try and hold everybody else back. All the way down to the apron through 3 and 4 again. We found that was the fastest line a couple laps ago. Noah Gregson is now closed into the back bumper though, despite the fact he is looking low. He goes to the apron through the tri-ovals. We try to cut him off and on the brakes hard in 1 and 2 there to keep him from spinning out as we got very loose. And now here comes Christopher Bell on the top side of the racetrack here into turns 3 and 4. Can he take the lead? Bell and Gregson both on the top side. That allows Cindric to try and get around to both on the bottom. He'll clear both Noah Gregson and Christopher Bell. So that was pretty amazing as we lead another lap off this restart. We've got to be inching closer to 10 laps into this green flag run already. Now that Austin Cindric's in second, once again, maybe he could try to run us down for the race lead. Get the left side tires below that yellow line in the corner again, but these guys can close into the back bumper, but they can't quite make a move on me for the race lead. Tight there through 3 and 4, and now here comes Cindric down to the bottom. Oh, Cindric hard into the wall. He must have had to get out of the gas big time to avoid running into the back of me as I made a very aggressive block off of 4. You're getting tight, trying to keep it off the wall. Cindric ends up hard into the wall instead. And that brought out the yellow, as it looks like the top 4 are going to stay out, as I'm going to elect to pit here and give up the race lead, but kind of for an obvious reason. Nope, top 5 stayed out. So we're going to restart at 6. We came off the pit road in the lead here, taking our second set of tires. Now green flag back in the air once again at Kentucky. We should be able to pit just the 2 more times. And to stay on the same strategy as everybody else here that didn't already pit. Now getting the run off the top side through turns 1 and 2. Side by side for the lead down the backstretch into turn 3 with Christopher Bell and Cole Custer. Can we clear Bell off of turn 4? Yes, we do on the top side of the track, and we're quickly back to the lead for the second time today here at Kentucky. Should say the second time of the night, rather. Not only I'm racing on a Friday night, but it's a night race here on a Friday night. NASCAR Heat 4 as well. The way the schedule works out. Down at the apron again here. Michael Annetto quickly able to get back up to second. Just less than a second off the race lead as he's going to try to run us down. How about BJ McLeod currently in third? Just the fact he's been able to stay in the top 10 most of this race, that's pretty good for that Buck Seal team. Ross Chastain in the top 5 as well. It's been just outside the top 5 most of the race, but both those guys having a pretty good run on the same team here in the top 10 and on a mile-and-a-half track. That's pretty impressive. Austin Cindric, before he went hard into the wall to bring out that second caution of the race, he's trying to fight back here as he's side by side with the net for second. Ross Chastain now quickly up to second place. Getting by Michael Annette, and he's maybe going to try to make a charge for the front. Just over a quarter of the way through this one, only 2 cautions in. Both have come kind of rapidly here within the last 15 to 20 laps though. But at this point, can Cole Custer try to get this done? And of course, we still got a little bit of a ways in this one. Next 2 races for the NASCAR Xfinity Series season will be at New Hampshire here and then Iowa Speedway. So 2 short tracks coming up here after this cookie cutter mile-and-a-half racetrack tonight. Next 2 races in the Cup Series, I've got 2 Crown Jewels coming up as we have the Bristol Night Race and then the Southern 500 right after that. So those will be 2 fun races as well. And now we get another caution in this one. So quickly our 3rd caution of the race, despite going the first 32 laps in this one without a caution. We've had 3 just within the last 30 laps alone. We're gonna have to stay out of the pits here. So we take right sides only. I'm thinking about it, but I will not. I'm just gonna stay out for now. Just see where time takes us. Top 4 drivers stay out of the pits here under that caution. Green flag back in the air, Kentucky. So we have 140 laps to go. Only got 2 sets of tires to the end. So take 4 tires once and right side tires twice. I might end up having to do that. Well, I thought about pitting just for 2 tires that time, which would have left only the top 3 to not pit, but Jeffrey Earnhardt currently in 3rd. Maybe he can try and make a run at things. Michael Annett worked the outside through turns 3 and 4, and I believe he's going to try the outside in 1 and 2 again. Yes, he will, as we go down to the bottom, of course. Jeffrey Earnhardt trying to put pressure on him, though, as they're side by side for second off of turn 2. Both of those drivers on fresh tires here versus me on older tires. They get tight up the racetrack. Here they come. Off in turn 4, and that's blocked off, but I cannot quite block off Earnhardt at the line. To believe I just barely led the lap, so it was not a lead change at the line that time. Then we kind of got into the back of Earnhardt a little bit. The push from behind, a healthy push at that from Michael Annett. Tap the brakes from 3 and 4, but just a little too tight again, and Nett's going to slide underneath. He's going to try to make a run at Earnhardt. I've got to stay in it, though. Maybe I got a chance to get him back if they start battling again. Michael Annett quickly gained into turn 1 there, but side by side for the lead now off of turn 2 between Annett and Earnhardt. Jeffrey Earnhardt goes to the top. We go to the bottom, trying to slide job our way just in front of Jeffrey. We do. And we are right back up to second once again. Look at that huge scrum back there. 3 wide for 3rd behind us between Christopher Bell, Jeffrey Earnhardt, and Tyler Reddick. Reddick in the middle, Bell on the inside, Earnhardt on the outside. And we just got to make sure Michael Annett does not get away from us. Christopher Bell, great dirt track racer, now running the top line of the racetrack. He moved up, but that allowed Tyler Reddick to get under him and get past him. Gained a lot of ground through 1 and 2. Michael Annett, I seem to be better on the entrance of really both corners. And now Annett gonna move to the top side. We run down to the bottom. Again, we're gonna gain a ton of ground there through 3 and 4. Just that entire last lap gained a lot of ground on Annett. Annett back to the top again. Custer to the bottom. We're gonna clear Annett off of turn 2. And get right back to the lead again at Kentucky. It is not an official lead change though until we get back to the start-finish line. And again, Annette going to go back down to the bottom. We're going to block him off down there, but again, we have a little bit too tight of a race car. Just barely able to shut the door and block Annette off to the start-finish line, and that's another lead change as we have our third lead now of the race. Sorry, fourth lead of the race, rather. Or no, I had, yeah. Well, no, yeah, that's right. Third lead of the race, not fourth. I think if Annette moves back to the bottom, he's just faster down there. Really tough to get the outside line working at Kentucky. It's mostly a one-group racetrack since the reconfiguration. Flattened turns 3 just a little bit. Actually added banking into turn 1 and 2, and took out banking in 3 and 4, but as well they obviously repaved it in the process. Catch a lot of traffic now for the second time in this race. Currently just a little over a 2.5 second lead on Michael Annette, who is in second, trailed by Tyler Reddick in third, and Ross Chastain and the rest of the field on back. And fourth and fifth on back. Least amount of drivers on the lead lap over the course of this race is 10, and that was on the opening lap of the opening run of the race. Very heavy lap traffic coming up here in the next couple laps, though. Small group of about 3 cars just in front of us. That includes Kaz Gralla in 13th. Gralla had the free pass. We'll go a lap down again, so currently only 12 drivers on the lead lap in this one.
Still there. You got room. You're clear.
Kind of an interesting three-wide battle there through the trial with the lap traffic, but we're going to get through everybody. Still just debating on whether I want to take 2 tires or 4 tires under the pit stop. Whether it is under green or under yellow, whatever ends up coming next, I guess. We get a caution pretty soon. I'm going to take 2 tires under that caution. So we still have, when we come back to the line this next time, 120 laps to go. We'll be 80 laps in. Laps left on estimated fuel, but only 37% tire wear left on the right front. So we're going to make it pretty close to the halfway mark in this race before we pit again. A caution with 119 laps to go, our 4th caution of the race. So we're going to pit. We're going to take 2 tires under this next pit stop, as it looks like everybody on the lead lap is going to be coming down onto pit road right now. Gascarella will get the free pass once again, and again that will put 13 drivers on the lead lap. Jim McLeod stuck the last driver on the lead lap again. Claimed the caution, he was about to go a lap down. Now the mistakes are starting to unfold for all these drivers that have pit. You're having drivers pit for the 3rd time of the race now. So here we go. I took 2 tires. Tyler Reddick gained a spot on pit road as well here. So you might have some other drivers that have taken 2 tires also. Green flag is going to be back in the air though at Kentucky. 116 laps to go. We'll see how this is going to work. Briscoe really trying to move and use all the racetrack on the bottom. Easily clears through in the middle, turns 1 and 2 on Tyler Reddick. Gregson trying to follow up as well to get around Reddick as they're side by side into 3. Jeffrey Earnhardt in the mix. Christopher Bell also up there. About a half-second lead here on Briscoe. Again, we have 2 tires. Briscoe probably has 4. Briscoe. Here's a battle for the regular season title once again. The last about 4 races you have seen the top 2 points between Briscoe and Custer try to duke it out. They're both teammates too, which makes it even that much better between this racing action here on the short run. You're just joining us here. We have 114 laps to go at Kentucky Speedway in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. We're just coming up to the 4th caution of the race, and now here comes Briscoe to the inside. Side by side for the short moment. Trying a crossover move now on Briscoe. Can we get back to him? Not quite. Can't quite complete it at least right there. Took 2 tires under the last pit stop. Kind of helped loosen the car up a little bit. Not that we needed it loose. And now back to the inside of Briscoe once again. Great battle going on here. Got to slide up in line though to make sure that Cindric isn't going to get alongside of us. That cuts his momentum off as Cindric goes to the top side of the track now. Christopher Bell back down to the bottom. And Bell's going to work his way up to 3rd from the rear of the field. He has not led a lap yet in the race today, but he's been close a couple times. Now we're going to run through the middle, and that allows Bill to get underneath, really squeezing his way in there. All of a sudden, and now B.J. McLeod, out of nowhere, has worked his way into the top 5. We wash up the racetrack again. Able to hold on to 3rd, though. And it's tough to tell if we're going to start slipping back or not. We're doing so much on the corner entry on these guys, but they're definitely beating us back to the gas and pulling us out of the corner and then down the straightaways. Only a matter of time, it seems like, before Cindric's going to work his way around us. We keep throwing blacks coming off the exit of the corner, but it's really the only thing we've got on him. Briscoe holding off Bell for the time being. They both ran the same line virtually around the racetrack the last couple laps. They're not really battling with each other too much, and that's not allowing us to close the gap. And now we go high again off the exit of turn 4, kind of battling a tight race car on that end of the track. And Cindric is going to easily clear us here before we get into turn 1. And now maybe Austin Cindric has a shot to get up to the race lead. From 3rd, he goes to the top side of the track, as does Christopher Bell, trying to gain a little bit more time. And that allows us to get back to the inside of Cindric. And we're going to be side by side for 3rd, entering turn 1. And that will easily make us clear Cindric here off of turn 2. Cindric closed right in on the back bumper, though. Never gave us a shot, though. He raced us clean. The top 5 just seem all so equal on the racetrack right now. Oh, wow. Actually got to the back bumper of Christopher Bell there. That gave Bell a huge shove and gives him great straightaway speed, and maybe he's got a shot at Briscoe. Wasn't expect that much of a closing rate. Car seemingly starting to come in better and better again here. As we're almost to the halfway mark of this one. Now trying the outside on Christopher Bell for 2nd. Briscoe wants to see us race each other hard, but I don't know how much this is going to work. Getting great straightaway speed now, down to the inside. Little loose on the brakes hard. To wash up the track, sidetracked with Briscoe. And that's going to allow Christopher Bell and Austin Cindric to follow in. A 4-car battle for the lead at Kentucky. And Briscoe in a half a lap goes from leading the race to 4th. Oh, slight contact again with Cindric. Not trying to hit him, There's so much of a closing rate, especially going into turn 1 there. And now Cindric back to the top side of the track. We kind of follow as well as Briscoe. Bell cannot clear him though off the exit of 4, but he does beat him back to the line for a lead change.
Careful, still there.
Both lines kind of blocked off, at least for the time being. Not really anywhere to go other than to follow in line here behind these two. Briscoe slowly losing pace from where we're at. Backed out of the gas early to beat him back to the gas late. And we're going to clear Cindric for 2nd. Now working on Bell for the race lead. He has led his first 2 laps of the race now to the outside of Christopher Bell into turn 1. Side by side. Bell fighting back hard on the inside. He's not letting us go. Can we beat him into turn 3? We do. barely able to break lead into the corner and beat Christopher Bell into turn 3. Another lead change. We're back in the lead at Kentucky just before the halfway mark. Pretty good battle here for the lead so far. And now Cindric trying to battle back for second on Christopher Bell once again with lap traffic moving in the next lap or so. We'll get to see how that will come to be. Slowly starting to pull away again here, but how long will it be before we have to change those left side tires after taking only 2 tires under the last pit stop to try and hold track position? It's working out with the handling of the car pretty well, to be completely honest. I did not think it was going to change the handling for the better this much in the car, but it really is. So it'll likely tighten back up just a little bit when we have to put 4 fresh tires on it the next time we hit pit road, but hopefully we can build out enough of a lead. Well, so much for that. Caution is out for the 5th time of the race now, as we are at the cross flags mark halfway in this one. And we will have about 96 laps to go when we go green following this 5th yellow. Man. So what I like to do here in the Xfinity and Truck Series, they're unlimited amount of tires, 4 sets per race. I got a set and a half left. I can take 2 tires one more time and 4 tires another, and I just don't think the left sides can actually last from this point to the end of the race. I'm going to stay out, try to make these NASCAR Heat 4 races as realistic as I possibly can. Put a little more strategy into this race is what there already is, especially with no stages. Green flag going to be back in the air once again at Kentucky. The top 4 stayed out of the pits with 96 laps to go, and we're going to have some hard chargers from 5th on back here on the lead lap to try and challenge for the lead within a couple laps. But we've got some pretty old left side tires, left front tire at 38% tire wear right now. Look at Christopher Bell quickly fighting through a huge mess back there, 3 by 3 through the field. We had bridged out almost a 1-second lead on the first lap of the restart, but it is only going to be a matter of time before everybody with fresh tires gets on up into 2nd, 3rd on following back to try and run me down for the lead. But for now, the clean air is key. I'll likely lead a few more laps. I don't know if that. Noah Gragson is coming on hard. Tyler Reddick just ran the outside there. He's quickly up to 3rd. So we got 2 drivers on fresh tires, 4 fresh tires that is, just behind me. Reddick slipped way back in that last corner there, but Gregson's still coming on strong. Not sure exactly what's going on with Reddick. Gregson's now moved to the top line. Just don't think that's going to work here at Kentucky for the win. Not on this longer run. I mean, he's getting a little bit of time on me, but a lot of that, again, is just because of the fresh tires. It's not really him running the outside. I just don't think that line works well here at this racetrack. They put the PJ1 down here in real life this season. It definitely helped the outside line, but it was still mostly a one-group track. You can maybe get the right side tires into that PJ1, but it was very tough to run a second line, especially on a longer run. There is no PJ1 or added grip, I guess, on the racetrack here on NASCAR Heat 4, so I just don't think that outside is going to come into line at all in this race. The package the way it is, with the 550 horsepower in the Cup Series, it might be a little better for that, but this Xfinity Series, and we saw it in the Truck Series race here as well, it doesn't work in either of these two series, that's for sure. Justin Allgaier last lap here, taking away second place from Noah Gragson, and we'll see if Allgaier can gain on us. We had about a second and a half lead, and the lead is cut down to 1.1 now, entering turn 3 here. Get about 2 laps in a minute here, so you can roughly figure that we're about 45 minutes away from the checkered flag, but I'm sure we will have some great racing from here on out, like we have seen the majority of this race. Kentucky Speedway usually doesn't show a lot of great racing, but we have seen that so far tonight, as this has not been a boring race by any stretch of the imagination. It took us 32 laps before we got our first caution of the race, so from lap 33 up to lap 101, we had 5 cautions. It really kind of slowed the race pace down just a little bit. But the action on these short runs is close. That in second place has swapped a couple times already. They can't get singled out in line to really try and run better lap times than what I'm running out in front in the clean air. 28% left on the left front. Again, you can run the tires down to 5%, but anywhere between 1 to 5, it could blow at any moment then. We're going to try to run these left side tires as long as we possibly can before we have to pit for 4 tires the next pit stop, and that's a lot of why I didn't pit under caution there. Only having a set and a half left. So when I take 4 tires the next time, I can only pit for 2 right side tires the rest of the race. So whenever I decide to pit next, those left side tires have to last the rest of the race. And as far as laps run on the left side tires so far, I'm not entirely sure how many laps I've run currently on them. Therefore, I'm not going to really know exactly how many laps to run by the end. That's something I probably should have kept track of. So that way I can kind of guesstimate how long I have to stay out, but why I'm staying out as long as I can, because I don't know. A bit of a crew chief error on my behalf here. Again, I'm quite surprised. The only thing I can think of is that maybe they took fuel only and didn't take tires under the pit stop. I guess we weren't that far into that green flag run, probably like 10 or 15 laps at the most. In between those last 2 yellows, so maybe they did only pit fuel only, thinking that tires weren't going to be an issue. And the way the cautions have fallen so far over these last about 70 to 80 laps, we could very easily get another caution before we're within a fuel window to the end of this race yet. So you can run 57 laps on a full tank of fuel here. We have not gone through a full fuel run under green yet. So the longest green flag run of the race was that opening run of 32 laps. You can see the back portion of the lap traffic, all those back markered cars up there. They're likely going to get caught here within the next few laps. We haven't seen that many long enough runs to catch lap traffic. Only 2 times really in this one where we've actually been racing in lap traffic. The one side tires aren't wearing out nearly as fast as the right sides. That's why you're actually seeing the tire wear on the right sides of the tires actually kind of catching up slowly but surely to the left sides, as the right front only at 40% now. At the line this time, 80 laps to go here at Kentucky. Oh, tried to run the outside to get around Harmon there, had to hit the brakes. Kind of took my line a little bit. And now that left front tire is starting to get pretty worn out. Actually, right as that happened, this car actually kind of got tight that last lap. Not too bad, but it's weird that it didn't get looser. It actually got tighter into this run, so I was not expecting that. It's definitely sticking to the track pretty well, though. About a quarter of a track lead, as you can see on the track map there. Jeffrey Earnhardt, probably actually more like a straightaway lead down that back stretch.
Say hi up here. All right, you're clear there.
Great decision to run the top, had to hit the brakes again. Wasn't sure exactly how I was going to get around Morgan Shepherd that time, but I did get around him cleanly. Kind of pick and choose. This track's actually pretty wide for a 1.5-mile racetrack, but again, with it really only being in one grid, makes it a lot difficult to, a lot more difficult, I should say, to try to decipher how to get around the lap traffic. And the brakes again there. We decided to take the outside all of a sudden. Get around Matt Mills in the 5 car. I don't think we're going to get to the full fuel run here. We got 17 laps on estimated fuel and 16% tire wear left on the left front. So likely have to pit because of the tires before we'll have to pit because of fuel. And again, we're about, if we were to pit now, we'd be 19 laps short on fuel to the end of the race. And we're going to be right on that pit window when we make this green flag pit stop. Again, if we get to a green flag pit stop. We might get a caution before that and really shake the strategy up even more. Wide through the middle, very, very tight, slight contact with the 98 of Chase Briscoe. And again, both me and Briscoe racing for that regular season title. Is in fact Briscoe is currently 15 points behind me for the regular season title. Gregson 19 points behind in third. It is a 3-car race for that regular season championship, and those 15 playoff points that go with it. That could go a long way in the postseason, especially with no stage points. Means no additional playoff points for winning stages because there are no stages. that right front tire gets below 20% here as well, which it will pretty soon. We'll have to see how that'll change the handling of the car even more, especially with the left front tire already being below, well below 20%. Has been for a little bit now. We just put Greg Gaulding, I believe, 2 laps down now. Gaulding was actually the pole sitter of this race. And early on, he fell outside the top 10 within the first 3 laps. Not been able to change and adjust the car here during the nighttime, but despite qualifying on the pole, just not a good day for him in the race. It's Christopher Bell, as he's about to go a lap down now in the 13th position. As well as Kaz Durala. So those two are battling for the free pass position right now. Well, once I get around Stephen White, which I will, now even Austin Cindric about to go lap down as well, so quickly getting around these lap cars right now, getting through the traffic pretty well. Dirty air not really affecting the car too much, if at all.
Alright, you're clear.
Lead drivers on the lead lap. Again, at the most, we are 9 laps away from green flag pit stops. Oh, got into the back of Nemechek. Hopefully he saves it. No, he does not. And hard into the 74 of Mike Harmon. And that is going to bring out a yellow. And I was really hoping we would stay green into those pit stops and cycle all the way through. And that was definitely my bad. I mean, that closing rate was too much. That's easily going to make this a 2-stop race to the finish from here for me. So I am going to have to pit. And actually, everybody's probably going to have to pit one more time in this one. Going to take 4 fresh tires. Of course, at this point, as we have just picked up our 6th caution of the race, as we're nearing close to the longest green flag run that we had on the race, and just enough damage that it's going to cost us a spot on pit road, just trying to repair it. So Jeffrey Earnhardt will be the race leader. Back to the green flag.
Got a car coming inside now.
Earnhardt using all the racetrack there, down on the bottom. Now entering turns 1 and 2, still side by side for the lead. Can we hold tight on him? Not quite. Jeffrey Earnhardt will clear us for the race lead. But we're going to get to run off the top side of the track. Now taking it 3 wide for the lead up the middle. Threading the needle. Getting tight now. And here comes Tyler Reddick. Very tight battle. 3 wide for the race lead. Reddick leads the lap. And now Cindric is going to fight hard on the bottom. And now look at Cindric. Cindric to the bottom. Can he make a 3 wide pass for the lead? He does. There's contact with Liam Reddick. Jogging for position. Quickly from first, or at least battling for first, back to 4th. With a lap car in the mix as well up there. And I believe actually Austin Cindric is a lap down. So Cindric is not in the lead. I completely forgot I lapped him before the timing of that caution.
Car outside, hold on.
Reddick trying to get around him now to at least get back into the clean air.
Inside.
Christopher Bell right behind me. He's a lap down as well. And we've got a couple of these fast cars up towards the front here that are actually a lap down. They kind of forgot for the short run, but again, Reddick's got a really fast car and has had a fast car most of the race, so he will definitely be one to beat.
Outside. All right, you're clear.
3 drivers have DNF'd in this one. Will we have more? Still a little over a full fuel run to the end. If we get another caution, I'm going to take my 2 right side tires. Might as well. Those are the last 2 tires I can pit for in this race. And not quite able to clear Cindric off of 4. He's still right there as he sucked right up to a quarter panel. But Jeffrey Earnhardt has now caught Tyler Reddick for the race lead once again. Kind of ran the middle group through 1 and 2 there. Still just trying to gain ground, but Christopher Bell's been putting pressure on me to try and pass me for the last couple laps as well. Jeffrey Earnhardt, big move as I block Christopher Bell off. Earnhardt getting blocked all the way down to the apron there, and that slows the momentum down of both of those guys. Fighting hard for the top again, having to hold on to the bottom. Christopher Bell all over me. Bell not going to try a different line as he moves to the top. He's actually going to lose a little bit of ground. 1, 2, 3 still on the bottom. Reddick leads 58 laps to go as we are nearing the edge of the fuel run. Room just enough on the bottom here, side by side for second, really throwing it in deep in 1 and 2. Earnhardt and Custer using all the apron now through 3 and 4. Slide job to pull in front of him, and it's going to work. Cole Custer up to second. Now can he run down another one of the big 3 here in the Xfinity Series, Tyler Reddick. Reddick actually won back-to-back championships in the Xfinity Series last season and this season under this similar playoff format. I know we don't have stages, but nevertheless, here we are, side by side for the lead at Kentucky. Into 3 and 4, another slide job, down to the apron again. Crossover move by Reddick. He gets blocked off, new leader at the line again. It's Cole Custer with 56 laps to go. Reddick is still going to put up a fight, but it's only going to last so long, at least for right now. But again, everybody has to pit one more time in this race, as we're about 10 laps short on fuel. And that will make for an interesting strategy to the end, and I don't know, they might have a full set. Well, obviously the CPU is running different for me, so they could pit for 4 tires if we get another caution. I'm only going to be able to have 2 tires on the car. And that of itself might even make this race pretty interesting to the end. So obviously I've had a faster car once we get about 10 laps into a run. And get on a longer run, but with 2 fresh tires instead of 4 versus the rest of the field. That might take a little longer to become the fastest car on the track. This has been, once again, just a fun one throughout. Of course, thanks for watching all the way through if you have. We got a couple of viewers on right now here tonight. Thanks for spending your Friday night with me. Probably better to keep it indoors rather than Black Friday shopping. It can get kind of dangerous out there. Just driving home after work, it was pretty busy. Seems like we're catching this lap traffic a lot quicker on this one than what we have majority of the day, as we run now with the in-car race cam with 52 laps to go in the late going of this one. As you can see, once again here, just very smooth. I can really get this car to run wherever it wants. Haven't ran the outside line a lot today, but you can see, and you have seen throughout this broadcast, this car is really stuck like glue. Really hit the hammer on the head of the nail as far as the setup for this one is. It feels about perfect. A lot better than what I had in the Cup Series here when I wrecked out. Finished at the back of the pack in the Cup Series at Kentucky. This is a lot better of a run here in the Xfinity Series. It's a challenge for the win all throughout. Not the best qualifying effort. It was mediocre, but obviously could have been better, but it was definitely set up for the race trend. Pretty tight there off of turn 4. I had to get out of the gas. Probably could have stayed in it, but I played it safe rather than being sorry and putting it in the wall hard there. No need to push the limit when we're pulling away. And it could have been the last caution, but you can't call this the last fuel run because it's not. I wonder if you might have guys trying to shortcut here to try and gain time if I pull out to too big of a lead as well. If we stay green, that could make the strategy to the end interesting as well. I know my strategy already that I'm pulling away is that I'm gonna stay out as long as I can before I have to pit. Mainly just in case there's a yellow. Had to get it hard on the brakes there, 3 and 4, to keep from running over Barcella. Over 3/4 of the way through the race. Getting into the last leg of this one. Tough to say if I actually ended up getting into the back of the 36 car there of Josh Williams. That was very, very close. Michael Annette now up to second here. In the midst of the lap traffic, Jeffrey Earnhardt's falling back. Ross Chastain up to 4th, and in fact, Tyler Reddick is now falling back to 5th, and now Reddick, or maybe not Reddick, somebody was in trouble there that was in the top 5. And I believe it was Jeffrey Earnhardt, yep, because he was sliding back pretty far, and I believe Earnhardt is the cause of this caution. And so here we go, folks. 2 tires. So that'll likely have us come out of the pits in the lead. We'll take I'll just fill it up full. Half can will do just that. And this is going to be interesting now. 41 laps to the finish of the race. Tyler Reddick gained 2 spots on pit road, so he will be second.
We're going green. Be ready.
This is it. 41 laps to go at Kentucky. Will this be the final caution of the race? We get a pretty quick jump there off the restart. So it's going to be a little bit looser, but we're going to try to run this thing to the finish. Left side tire should easily last to the end. Easily within a few runs of the right sides should last to the end as well. Now it's just a matter of can we hold on and win this. 40 to go now. About 20 minutes out from the victory. At this point, the watermelon man, Ross Chastain, up to second and closing in fast. Here he comes. Fake low, went to the top side of the track. And that's where we're going to try to make these guys pass me, is around the top. How long will this car kick in? Or how long will it take for this car to kick in? Or will it even kick in at all versus the rest of the field? Because maybe it won't. Going all over the racetrack, way down to the apron just to block some of these guys off, and back towards the top. Coming out of the corner. Sliding up the track again, but we're not going to be able to block him that time. Michael Annett to the lead with 38 laps to go. Had to hit the brakes to keep from running over the one car of Michael Annett. Annett starting to drive away in the late going. Thank you for tuning in here to Kentucky Speedway for the NASCAR Xfinity Series on NASCAR Heat 4 for this season. Justin Haley's going to try to slip on by for second now. Will this car kick in to the end of the race? And in fact, Haley's actually a lap down. Look at that pass around the outside by Ross Chastain. Noah Gragson trying to follow. Chastain back to the top again, though. It's going to be tight off of 4. Had to get out of the gas to stay off of him.
Hold your line. Got one outside. All right, you're clear there.
And this is exactly what Michael Annett wants to see out of the rear view mirror.
Car on the outside now.
Oh, couldn't quite clear Chastain. We might have had a chance, but it's not worth causing a wreck this late. And how about Christopher Bell in the mix now? He's still a lap down, though. As well as Austin Cindric. They almost get into each other just behind me. They're battling for the free pass position. They're trying to catch Justin Haley to get to that point. Just trying to hold everybody off because that's more cars are going to have to pass here in between me and Annett. Much I don't want to be trying to fight off the lap traffic like I am right now, but I'm having to have to do it. And that has just over a 1.5 seconds lead. Kind of caught right back up to Justin Haley, but Haley runs the bottom of the track, as do I, and really nowhere to go for me.
You're all clear up top.
Still just kind of stuck behind him and losing more time in the process. Faked high, shot to the inside, a little loose on the entrance of one, trying to just drive it hard and stay in front of him. Really wheeling that car to the inside there, and willing it to get around Justin Haley and clear him off of 2. And now 2 seconds back in the race lead from Annette, who is still slowly pulling away. But now nobody in between us with 32 laps to go. If we stay green, we are easily going to catch lap traffic at some point in time as well, and we'll have to see how that might go. I seem to be better in turns 1 and 2 than Michael Annette, but in turns 3 and 4, that's really where he's getting me. That last lap, I gained 1/10 of a second on Michael Annette. The lead was 2.1 at the line that time. As again, you can see I'm gaining quite a bit in turns 1 and 2. It's definitely got the straightaway speed on me. As we roll back into 3 and 4, so we didn't do that bad that lap either. 2/10 of a second on Annette that time, so car might be coming in finally. 30 laps to go. Christopher Bell currently in the free pass position. Slow car was able to make it off the track and onto pit road as we stay green. Another 2/10 of a second gained that last lap. Yeah, we're definitely finally starting to run down Michael Annette. So this car did kick in a little bit later than usual, but again with 2 tires, I was kind of expecting something like that. Another 2/10 of a second gain. Lead down to 1.4 this lap. Chipped away at him now the last 4 laps. This car's somewhat looser right now. Taking the right side tires. It'll tighten up as the run goes on. Another 2/10 gain. At this pace, we're going to catch him here with about 20 laps to go yet. Or we might catch him before we get into the lap traffic. We'll be close. Kind of see him out in front there. But you know, and that's going to put up a good battle and fight hard. Try and hold on to the lead. Doesn't matter what series of racing you're in, but especially when you're in NASCAR, in any of the top 3 series, fighting for a win means all that much. Actually gained 4/10 of a second that last lap. A lot of time gain there. Down to 0.8 as we're slowly starting to get into his draft and gain more and more and more. Chipping away again. Josh, thanks for the comment. To be completely honest, the career mode, I have not even attempted it yet, but on what I've seen, it does seem like it would be a good try. Thinking about maybe trying it out once I get through both of these seasons, but I don't know firsthand. So now we have caught Michael Annette. The battle for the lead is on. Getting to the rear of the lap traffic. Another couple tenths gain there. 24 laps to go, but we are right there to the outside of Annette for the race lead. Using the lap car of Mike Harmon as a pick, and we're easily going to clear him off and turn. Oh, hit the wall! Got a little tight.
All right, you're clear.
Not too much damage though. We just kind of barely rubbed it. We're gonna end up getting the lead. Definitely didn't mean to do that though. And now with 23 laps to go, we're going to try to drive away.
You got room. You're clear. Careful. Still there. All clear.
Look at Noah Gregson back in third, 8 seconds off the lead, but Annette, who is in second currently, only a second and a half off the lead.
Top 3, use it if you
We
need
are
it.
currently the fastest driver on the racetrack. We will pull away. 21 laps to go. And the only saving grace now is a caution coming out once again. And maybe some of these drivers end up pitting again, and even if they don't, it at least bunches the field back up.
Stay low, stay low. All right.
Because you never know if I'll spin the tires. I have done that on occasion throughout the course of the season, as does the CPU at times. You never know, that might be just enough on a late race restart to nab the win.
20 more laps. Don't mistake here.
20 to go now. Rick Golden again, pole sitter in 22nd, about to go 3 laps down. That's crazy. Never gotten an incident. He's run a clean race. Just not a good one by any stretch whatsoever. Custer now 19 laps away from the win. On this great season so far, looking to advance and add on to the regular season points lead. And it looks as if Michael Annette, at this point, if the race was to finish right now, I believe he would actually, or sorry, not Michael Annette, Noah Gregson. Gregson would actually take second in points. Briscoe would fall back to third. Gregson was only 4 points behind him coming into this race, and I believe Briscoe's a lap down outside the top 10 right now. Gregson is currently in third. Definitely late, but still a lot of race as far as a lot of time for a caution to come out. And you never know. What if the caution comes out right in front of me and I can't avoid a wreck? I don't think that's happened before on a NASCAR heat game. I've seen wrecks in front of me before, but at this point in the race, I've never seen one right in front of me where I couldn't miss it. I got in a wreck and had to restart at the rear of the field, but because of the damage. I really want everybody to just run the top side of the track. I'm going to try to run the bottom as much as possible, as I have almost all day.
Still there. You got room. You're clear.
Even if this race finishes out to the end, it might be a kind of an anticlimactic finish for the sense once I took the lead with 23 laps to go, I just pulled away to the finish, but it was definitely an intriguing race up to that point. not really knowing how the cautions and how the pit strategy was going to play a factor until we ended up getting that last caution with 2 tires, and once the tires finally set in, I had a feeling I was going to run him down. I didn't think I was going to run him down as quick as I did, but if I did run him down, and I mean, I so quickly jumped out to a 9-second lead with 13 to go. So in 10 laps, I've already pulled away 9 seconds on Michael Annette. Allgaier's going to go a lap down now. Yeah, so Chase Briscoe wasn't a lap down. He's up to 5th now. Which if he finishes 3 positions or better behind Noah Gragson, he will hold on to 2nd in the point standings exiting this race. We've really added on to the points lead quite a bit these last couple of races here. They try to go for 3 wins in a row.
Careful, still there.
And 1 at Chicagoland. And then I got the win at Daytona, now looking for the win here at Kentucky. With 3 wins in a row here in the summer week, summer month stretch of the season.
Stay high up there. Clear that low. All right, you're clear.
Reddick really caught behind Austin Hill. So they both ran the top there. He falls a lap down. So now only 8 drivers on the lead lap with 10 laps to go.
Still there.
That's tied for the least amount of drivers on the lead lap in this race throughout the course of the day.
You're all clear up top. Still there. All right, you're clear. You're all clear on the bottom end. Stay low, stay low. Clear high, bud.
Great job here today by BJ McLeod. He was currently in 8th, and finally he's going to go a lap down, but he's actually got a shot at a few more guys. As you can see, Ryan Segan 7th just in front of him. As well as Ross Chastain, who's really blocking us off, trying to hold on to the lead lap. Jeffrey Earnhardt just in front of him. So McLeod actually has a shot at the top 5 despite being a lap down right now. Chase Briscoe's moved up to 4th. Now currently 4 drivers on the lead lap in this one. I'm not going to catch Annette and put him a lap down as we only have 7 to go. So again, if a caution comes out, he will definitely be back in this race with a chance to win it late. As does Noah Gragson and Chase Briscoe if I can't get him a lap down. But Briscoe is the next driver just in front of me. Noah Gragson still a couple cars ahead. Very tight, 3 wide now off of turn 4 here. Briscoe will go a lap down despite being in the 4th position and having a good day late. To try and salvage every point he can get, knowing that I'm possibly on my way to victory. Got over a half-track lead on Annette right now. 17.5 seconds. Gragson in 3rd, just in front of me. He's about to go a lap down. Off of turn 4, he goes a lap down. So now only 2 drivers on the lead lap with 5 laps to go here at Kentucky. What a dominating last 23 laps. I mean, I did not see this coming whatsoever. Especially pulling away by this much. as it looks like the longest green flag run of the race is going to be the final run of the race, following that 6th caution. We've already reached the longest green flag run during this run at 37 laps, which isn't long by any means, but it is the longest green flag run. We go short track racing the next 2 races after this. Then after we go short track racing, we go road course racing the next 2 races after that. Back to a short track. Then again to another road course before we go back to Darlington, which is kind of considered another short track in my book. It races like one. Indianapolis. We don't have another 1.5 mile racetrack until the final race of the regular season here for the Xfinity Series, and that will come at Las Vegas. .23-second lead now to the line. 2 laps to go at Kentucky. We have 1.5 miles to go now to get back to the white flag. Remember, a caution came out on the last lap of the race at Daytona, which brought out the 4th caution of the race in the last one. It's going to be a great race back to the line. But thankfully, I put myself in the position where I took the lead in case that happened. With the caution coming out on the last lap, I was able to hold on and win. So here we go. Just got to the white flag now.
You got room. You're clear there.
Half a lap away now from victory here at Kentucky. Running through the lap traffic, dominating the final 23 laps of this race on 2 right side tires. Checker flag in the air. Cole Custer will get the win in the Alsco 300 at Kentucky Speedway. Pouring out victory celebration time here at Kentucky. Pretty good victory celebration at that. Just a little wheel spin in there. Total time 1 hour 42 minutes. 102 minutes total time there. Only 2 drivers finish on the lead lap. Again, I add on to the points lead now, a 21-point lead over Briscoe, who holds on to second barely here on Noah Gregson, who is in 3rd. There we are in victory lane. That is going to be it for this live stream. Thanks for watching. As always, subscribe for more NASCAR Heat 4 related content in the future. A lot more live streams to come in the Xfinity and Cup side on NASCAR Heat 4. Other NASCAR related content in the future. Hit the like button if you like the race, the commentary, or both. And I will see you in the next video, folks. Thanks for watching.